The greatest skill you can have in life is learning how to love the worst possible circumstances you seem to find yourself in. And I don't mean pretending you're having fun or lying to yourself with fake positivity. I mean genuinely understanding that no matter how bad your life feels right now, there is something that is trying to teach you a lesson. Embracing hardship is literally life-changing, bro. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not trying to sound motivational for the sake of it. I'm being completely serious. Whether it's going to the gym when no one sees you, studying for hours a day just to pass or ace an exam you are genuinely scared of, or working a job you hate, or even recovering from a terrible injury. Whatever it is, this work exists for a reason. It's there to keep you disciplined. It's there to teach you lessons you were never taught growing up. Hardship is the place where you actually grow as a person. When you finally adopt this mentality, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it feels terrible. You'll look at your life and start questioning why you feel so behind. You'll open social media and see people your age partying, traveling, flexing, living their lives, and you'll start wondering if you're doing something wrong, if you're wasting your youth and missing out. But here's the part nobody tells you. In a couple of years, a lot of those same people are gonna regret it. Not because having fun is bad, you should definitely have fun, but because some people take it way too far. Everything needs moderation. You can enjoy life. It needs to be balanced with the hard work you force yourself to do when nobody is watching. Because deep down, you already know the truth. That hard work is the only thing that actually gives you purpose. At the end of the day, when you're lying in bed with no distractions, the only thing that feels good is knowing that you did something productive, something difficult, and something meaningful. If you have nothing to look back on, no effort or progress or discipline, you're going to feel terrible, like you wasted the entire day. Don't put yourself in that position. I don't know how else to say it, but doing the shitty work that no one enjoys is literally the easiest way to succeed. It's the most reliable way to become a top 1% person. Not because it's magical, but because the average person refuses to do what's necessary. Most people will never leave their comfort zone. They won't strive to become anything greater than what they already are. And then they wonder why their goals and aspirations slowly die off. It's because they don't want to put in the work. Don't be that person. You're always going to hear influencers tell you to follow your passion and then grind it out. But the truth is, you won't actually know your passion until you experience things. Passion doesn't come first. Competence does. You have to do the boring, mundane, repetitive tasks to figure out what you actually care about. You don't magically wake up one day knowing your purpose. When I lost over 30 kilos at 16 years old, I hated fitness. I was a fat kid who couldn't be bothered going outside. I didn't enjoy the gym. I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel athletic, but I kept showing up anyways. And as I lost the weight and as I grew as a person, I slowly started to love the gym. Fast forward 3 years, and that hard work has given me a physique I'm proud of and a life that's a million times healthier. Running on a treadmill when my legs hurt, going to the gym when I was tired, training while sick, showing up when motivation was non-existent. If I didn't do that shitty work, I wouldn't be where I am today talking to you right now. That struggle is where you build your personality. It gives you the traits you admire in other people. Think about your favorite influencer, athlete, or role model. For me, it's probably David Goggins. Now ask yourself, what traits do they have that you want? Confidence, mental toughness, discipline, self-respect. That confidence doesn't come from affirmations or motivational videos. It comes from sacrifice, hard work, and commitment. It comes from trusting yourself, from knowing that when you start something hard, you're going to finish it. That's how you develop as a person. That's how you learn who you really are. Because let's be honest, most of us hate stepping outside our comfort zone. We have second thoughts telling us we're not worthy, that we should stop, that we're embarrassing ourselves. Just look at me, bro. I get those thoughts every time I upload a YouTube video. Who am I to tell people what to do? I'm no one special, and I'm not better than anyone else. But the truth is, my experience is what gives me confidence. If I didn't put myself through uncomfortable situations, if I didn't fail, if I didn't struggle, I'd have completely nothing to say. The only reason I can talk about discipline, hardship, and growth is because I've lived it. This is the part where I brainwash myself. This brainwashing wasn't some overnight switch. It was built through repetition. Every single day, I showed up when I didn't feel like it. I reinforced a new belief about myself. Not that I was talented, not that I was special, but that I could rely on myself. And that matters more than anything. Talent will fade and motivation will always disappear, but reliability will compound. I started to realize that most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they don't trust themselves. They make promises to themselves and break them over and over again. So eventually, their own brain will stop believing in them. That voice in your head that says you'll start tomorrow, it doesn't listen anymore because you've lied so many times. Doing shitty work will fix that. Every time you force yourself to do the thing that you said you would do, especially when it sucks, you rebuild this trust in yourself. And once you trust yourself, everything changes. Your confidence becomes real, not forced. lost. You'll walk differently, speak differently, and stop needing external validation because you know what you're truly capable of. I also stopped romanticizing outcomes and started respecting effort. I didn't care about how far away the goal felt. I cared about whether I earned my sleep that night. Did I do what I said I would do today? That became the only metric that mattered. Not views, not likes, not approval, just necessary effort. And yeah, some days definitely feel pointless, like I was putting in work and getting nothing back. No recognition, no reward, just exhaustion. But that's all filler. That's the part that weeds so many people out. Most people can work when they're excited. Almost nobody can work when it feels absolutely meaningless. And that's exactly why it works. I also learned to stop seeing discomfort as a warning sign. For most of my life, I thought feeling uncomfortable meant I was doing something wrong. Now I see it as a signal that I'm exactly where I need to be. Growth doesn't feel good in the moment. It feels awkward, it feels heavy and lonely. There were days I wanted to quit, not because the work was hard, but because it made me feel exposed and vulnerable, like I was testing my limits and finding out who I really was. And that's scary, but that's also where self-respect comes from. You don't build pride by staying safe. You build it by surviving what you thought you couldn't. Over time, I stopped asking for motivation entirely. I didn't need hype and I didn't need encouragement. I needed my own standards, non-negotiables, things that I do no matter what. Once something becomes a standard, it can stop draining you. It becomes automatic. And that's when discipline will turn into freedom. I stopped viewing shitty work as a punishment. I started viewing it as proof. Proof that I was becoming someone different. Proof that I was doing things most people wouldn't. Every time something felt boring, painful, or uncomfortable, I told myself it was good, because that means it's working. If it was easy, everyone would do it. If it was fun, it wouldn't change you. I stopped waiting to feel motivated. I stopped asking myself how I felt. Feelings are unreliable. They change every second of the day. Instead, I focused on identity. I stopped saying I'm trying to be disciplined and started saying this is who I am. I needed to tell myself that I am someone who shows up even when it sucks. And once you do that for long enough, something crazy happens. The work doesn't feel as shitty anymore. Not because it got easier, but because you got stronger mentally. Your tolerance for discomfort increases, your confidence increases, and you build self-respect for yourself. You start to realize that boredom is a weapon, repetition is power, and being unnoticed is complete freedom. While everyone else needs excitement, you can operate in complete silence. While everyone else is quitting when it gets hard, you'll stay and you keep going. This doesn't mean you'll always be happy. Some days will still suck, bro. Some days you'll question everything, but you'll still have something most people don't: control. You'll have control over your actions. Good luck.